UFC 322 took place last night. And I'm going to go over the card. I'm going to go over the card. This card was up and down for me. I had a few really good picks, and there were a lot of fun fights, but obviously we got to the end of the card, and you all know what happened, I assume. But we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna talk about the card and give my breakdown, man. Vyacheslav Borshov versus Mateus Camilo. I mean, really not much there. I mean, Vyacheslav Borshov doesn't have the pop on the feet anymore, and Mateus Camilo could barely grapple Vyacheslav Borshov. So both of these guys I can see being cut in the near future. Camilo, I don't know who else he can beat, and Vyacheslav Borshov just loses too much. Camilo had a few takedowns. 5 takedowns out of 10. I mean, going 5 for 10 in takedowns against Vyacheslav Borshov is kind of embarrassing. I know I took Vyacheslav Borshov, but that's only because Camilo didn't have a win in the UFC, and I knew he was a decent grappler, but he just hadn't showed me nothing. And I still feel validated to pick Vyacheslav Borshov because of how little Mateus Camilo was still able to do to him. I just didn't think that Vyacheslav Borshov would have so little pop in his shots these days, but that's what it is. Just takedowns, very little damage on either side. You know, it is what it is. Moving on to Baisinger Susurkayev versus Eric Makhachev. Eric Makhachev started real strong. He came running over across the cage. Shot a takedown, held him up against the cage, was landing some clinch shots. Eric Makhachev was working Susurkayev in round 1. He won round 1. Eric Makhachev won round 1 just by being busier, working him against the cage, throwing shots. I mean, some of them were pitter-patter shots to be fair, but he did land some good shots off the break of the clinch, but there was a lot of clinch work, and Baisinger Susurkayev was just not looking that good. Second round comes around, and second round is a closer round. Baisinger Susurkayev, just, I don't know though. I feel like he should have probably gotten Eric Makhachev out of there earlier, because round 2 was closer. Round 1 was clear Eric Makhachev. Round 2 was closer. You could give it to Baisinger, but I mean, neither was really pulling ahead too far. And round 3 comes along. I expected kind of the same, close, and no, but Baisinger Susurkayev just sleeps him in round 3 badly, puts him out cold. So it was like a straight or something, like a straight hand. I was already kind of tipsy by the time this fight started, so forgive my lack of remembrance of this fight, but he did sleep Eric Makhachev pretty bad. It was a really nice knockout, kept his undefeated streak. But Baisinger Susurkayev, throughout 2 fights in the UFC, 2 finishes, just still doesn't look that good. So I don't know what to expect from him. I could definitely see him losing. I could 100% see him losing anytime he goes up in competition. So good win for him here, but probably shouldn't have taken Eric Makhachev to the 3rd round. That's not the best look, but he won nonetheless, so that's all you can really ask for. Moving on to Angela Hill versus Fatima Klein. Fatima Klein, just better, stronger, faster, more technical strikes. She's just a better fighter at this point than Angela Hill. Angela Hill is old, though. She's like 40 or 41 or something like that. Just doesn't have it anymore. At one point, Angela Hill was pretty technically good, but she has always lacked the physicality and the strength to really do anything when it mattered. But Fatima Klein, she has physicality. She's strong, as well as having truly good striking. I mean, her hands are really good, and she got a head kick knockout, so she's clearly versatile in the striking, and she's got some grappling too. So Fatima Klein is likely to go far in this strawweight division. So I'm happy for her. Moving on to Pat Sabatini versus Chepe Mariscal. I said that Chepe Mariscal would win by knockout. I think this is the first one on the card. No, I got Vyacheslav Borisov wrong. Bring me to 2-2 here. Chepe Moscow did hurt him early. But Pat Sabatini's just too good on the ground, man. I knew he was good on the ground, but I thought that Chepe would be able to get back up and and outwork Pat Sabatini, but that didn't happen at all. Pat Sabatini, every time he got a takedown and he would take the back, Chepe just really didn't know how to get up often. He was doing better earlier on, but the late round 2, round 3, when Pat Sabatini got him down, it was just over. Chepe wasn't able to get up. He wasn't able to muscle himself up, and Pat Sabatini's a really good grappler, man. He is super underrated. I still think his chin could be a bit of an issue, but I still think his chin could be an issue against people that know how to shut down the grappling. But at this point, it's looking kind of difficult to even find those kind of guys that can shut down the grappling. Pat Sabatini is truly elite in the grappling, so I can see him getting. He's not ranked, right? I feel like he's not ranked, but he fucking could be, I guess. All right, I'm right. He's not ranked. I feel like he could be some ranked guy. I feel like he could get. I feel like Pat Sabatini would beat a Gige Chikadze. I think he'd beat a fucking Brian Ortega at this point. Like he can beat some of these guys. He can probably beat David Onama. So he could probably even beat Dan Ige at this point. So Pat Sabatini has ranked skills. He could probably get ranked at some point. Chepe Merdescal, this is a tough break for him, but Pat Sabatini's no joke on the ground, man. When he gets that back, his control's different. And not everyone can beat Diego Lopez, so that's one thing we're learning as well. But good win for Pat Sabatini. Moving on. Kyle Dawkins versus Gerard Meerschaert. This fight was less than a minute long. I just have a question, man. Where? It is late, so excuse me. Where did Kyle Dawkins get this power in his hands? Where did he get this finishing instinct? Because man, this is 2 UFC fights in a row that have ended in less than a minute. But isn't this like 3 fights in a row in MMA in general that he's had a finish in less than a minute? And I know he's fighting guys like Gerard Meerschaert but dude, Michal Pereira is a hard guy to put away in the first round because Michal Pereira is one of the most dangerous first round guys in the UFC's middleweight division. So to put him away in round 1 is quite impressive. And now to do that to Gerard Meerschaert isn't, because it's Gerard Meerschaert. Anybody can beat him. But I mean, he's getting some good finishes here. Finishes Gerard Meerschaert, drops him, and then subs him. Club and sub for Kyle Dawkins in 50 seconds, man. Impressive. Kyle Dawkins, I'm curious to see where he'll go in this division, who he can and who he cannot beat. So, hey, man, Kyle Dawkins making the best out of his return, for sure. Moving on to Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ethan Ewing, man. Wow. This one stunned me because Malcolm Wellmaker was undefeated and he was looking like a really good prospect. And look at the size of Ethan Ewing's head, dude. Psh, my God. Dude, Ethan Ewing is a savage, man. He is a savage. He was taking Malcolm Wellmaker's best shots, and he just wouldn't take a step back. That's what the issue was. Malcolm Wellmaker is a shot finder, and he was finding shots on Ethan Ewing, but Ethan just wouldn't go down. He would eat the best shots, and then he would keep walking forward, throwing punches, and Malcolm Wellman, it just overrided his system. Now, I do also want to point out the fact that Ethan Ewing was like Malcolm Wellmaker's fourth opponent for this card in like the span of like a month. So obviously, it's a really weird situation for Malcolm Wellmaker as well. It's not like a fully prepared Malcolm Wellmaker versus a 2-day notice Ethan Ewing. Ethan did come in on 2 days' notice, which is very impressive. But Malcolm Wellmaker did have his own bit of unfortunates. Fourth opponent in like the span of a month for this card. Really weird situations for him. And Ethan Ewing had nothing to lose, so he could come in comfortably and get work done. And Malcolm Wellmaker was backed up against the wall. Now, pressure does make diamonds, and maybe we just found out about Malcolm Wellmaker that he doesn't perform well under a lot of pressure. But regardless, he was landing knockout blows on Ethan Ewing. He was just taking them because Ethan has a chin made from stone, man. It's unbelievable the shots he was taking and dishing it back. He was landing good shots on Malcolm Wellmaker. He even grabbed the back of Wellmaker's head and landed a flush knee to the chin at one point in the fight. And did he get takedowns? Let me see if he got any takedowns. He got 3 for 5 takedowns, so he was mixing it in as well, overriding the system of Malcolm Wellmaker, landing hard shots as well as going for takedowns and grappling. So Malcolm Wellmaker just had a hard night. He had a hard night. Now, I did think that Malcolm Wellmaker was in his 20s. I just recently found out that he's 31. So I thought that my original thing was, well, Malcolm Wellmaker's really young, and he just hadn't had this kind of experience yet, and he learned a lesson here tonight. But he is 31, and not that that's retirement age or anything, but 31 I feel like is a bit old to be learning this kind of lesson. But it is his first loss. All people who challenge themselves enough in MMA find a loss somewhere. And if you leave the sport undefeated, that just means you didn't challenge yourself enough. And Malcolm Wellmaker got that. So he got this loss. He got this lesson. I hope he comes back better and stronger. I still think Malcolm Wellmaker would have beaten Cody Haddon. I think Ethan Ewing would have beaten Cody Haddon now. Ethan Ewing is a savage, man. Is a savage. And you could tell he just loves to be in there and he loves to fight. So I like Ethan Ewing now, man. This is my first impression of him, and home run, can I say. So, aside from Malcolm Wellmaker, but we'll see what he comes back to. Moving on to Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez was much slicker on the feet. She won round 1 based off the strike and exchanges, but round 2 comes. Aaron Blanchfield gets a takedown. I believe it was like her first takedown attempted or something. Picks her up, dunks her, and they scramble for a minute. And then Aaron Blanchfield finds the choke right under the neck. Under the neck of Tracy Cortez, finds the submission. And I knew this would happen. I said this would go to a decision, but I knew that Aaron Blanchfield would win. She just takes her career much more seriously. Tracy Cortez is going to be an OnlyFans girl in about 6-7 months. I'll reframe that. In about a year. I feel like, Tracy Cortez just strikes me as, as that. So, Tracy Cortez cares much more about how she looks when she's fighting than the damage she's putting on when she's fighting. And that's never good. You'll never win with that kind of attitude. So yeah, good win for Aaron Blanchfield. Got that loss back. This is a really good win for Aaron Blanchfield because she does have a loss on the record to Tracy Cortez. So this was great for Aaron to get this back and right or wrong. So beautiful submission too. Aaron Blanchfield is strong and she's a good grappler. Moving on to Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez. This was just easy for Gregory Rodriguez. Roman Kopylov didn't really present anything at all. I had it 2-0 Gregory Rodriguez going into the third round, And then I had Gregory winning round 3 up until like the last minute where Roman Kopylov actually did kind of sting Gregory for the first time in the fight, and he stole round 3 at the end. So yeah, this was great. Great performance for Gregory Rodriguez, as I predicted. Just better. Roman Kopylov is okay, but you know, there's certain guys that, like Gregory Rodriguez, who just won't let you land a head kick knockout. Speaking of head kick knockouts, Bo fucking Nickel, man, with a absolute stunner in Madison Square Garden, man. Now, Bo Nickel looked much improved in this fight. He actually looked really good, and clearly has worked on his game. But I was thinking that Bo Nickel should have finished this fight earlier. The way that Rodolfo Vieira was fighting, I'm thinking, Bo, you should finish this guy. And it took him 3 rounds to do it, but he did do it nonetheless. Head kick knockout. I mean, that head kick was, it's as good as a head kick can get, you know? So it was beautiful. Straight on the chin. Puts Rodolfo Vieira out cold. And Bo Nickel, man, the best win of his career, the best finish of his career. This is good for him. This is real good for him. What this shows me from Bo Nickel is that he does take his career very seriously. Very seriously. To come back and have this kind of performance. And because not usually, but there's a lot of times when guys with a lot of hype lose for the first time. They lose their O. And they just don't know how to recover and come back from it. And then they start losing and losing and losing. Bo Nickel said, that's not going to be me. Worked on his skill set. Went out there and produced, honestly, the best knockout of the night. Aesthetically, at least. Moving on to the main card. Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint-Denis. All right, fine, I was wrong. But Benoit Saint-Denis sleeps Beneil Dariush in 16 seconds. Absolutely ridiculous. The fight starts. Beneil Dariush drops him down to the ground with a leg kick, and I was thinking, when that happened, I'm thinking, oh yeah, Beneil's got it. Then they get into like a little clinch, and then they start throwing, and Benoit just throws like the first punch he throws, and just lands it right on the dome of Beneil Dariush. Literally just put him out face first. It was a good stoppage. I saw some people kind of talking, but Beneil Dariush literally went face first. 16 seconds in, got slept cold by Benoit Saint-Denis. So I still don't. Am I being a hater? I don't hate Benoit Saint-Denis, but I just don't think he's that good. Like, I still think, technically, skillfully, I still think Beneil Dariush is better than Benoit Saint-Denis. Beneil Dariush just doesn't have the chin to compete, and he just can't take shots. So, how bad is Renato Moicano? Benoit Saint-Denis, man, sleeps him in 16 seconds. It was actually, I was impressed. Because I did pick Beneil Dariush at the end of the day, so I got to be a little bit impressed. Especially in 16 seconds. I mean, even if someone has a bad chin, knocking somebody in 16 seconds will always be somewhat impressive. So, puts him out cold. Good win for Benoit Saint-Denis. I did like his post-fight. What he said in the post-fight interview. So, respect. Respect to Benoit Saint-Denis, but Benoit, you're gonna have to show me a little bit more still, I think. Because you lost to Moicano. You got dominated by Moicano in the first round, Benoit, so we'll see. But good win. Yeah. Give Benoit Saint-Denis fucking, give him a Mateus camera. I don't know. Moving on. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Dude. First round. Leon is fighting so smart. He lands a few leg kicks. Then Leon dives in. I hate yawning, dude. Leon Edwards dives in for the legs, gets a takedown. He actually gets a takedown early on Carlos Prates, gets the back. I'm thinking, oh, this could be a little dangerous. Carlos stands up with Leon Edwards on his back like a backpack, and Leon's like throwing little clubbing shots to the face, and Carlos Prates is like making this face, or like it was like that or something like that. He's getting punched in the face when Leon's on his back like a backpack, and kind of aura forming a little bit with that. So it was actually a pretty good first round for Leon Edwards. He got the he landed some strikes, and I wanted to point this out. I don't recall Leon Edwards throwing punches this hard in his career. I mean, Leon is not a powerful hitter, but he was throwing a lot of mustard in some of the shots he was landing on Carlos Prates. I was thinking while sitting in the theater watching this, like, man, has Leon ever thrown this hard before? So he landed some shots, got some takedowns, got the back, and he was looking really good. The second round starts, and Carlos Prates is, doing his things, Muay Thai, landing nasty knee to the body like I said he would, and I think he landed an elbow here or there, but then it gets to almost a minute and a half in round 2. Carlos just shuts him out with a single shot. This wasn't a TKO. This was a cold knockout. He threw one shot down the pipe. It just landed perfectly on the chin of Leon Edwards. Sends him down. Dude, Leon Edwards literally got hit so hard that he levitated off of the ground. He levitated. Like, he got hit and he went upwards. And then he fell back. And there's definitely some whiplash on Leon Edwards because he landed like with his chin hitting his chest like this, and then head slung back onto the canvas. I'm thinking, oh, that is a bad one. Carlos Prates is welterweight Alex Pereira, man. He has different power in his hands. I know a lot of Carlos Prates' I know a lot of his power or seemingly power. He is powerful, but a lot of it does come from the fact that Carlos Prates is just a good striker, and he can hit you at good angles. He can surprise you with a shot. He's very quick. Precision is on point, but he does have a lot of natural power. When Carlos Prates hits you, man, a lot of the times you just do shut off, and this makes Ian Gary look so good. I can't wait to do my prediction for his fight this weekend. But Carlos Prates, man, for the first time in the career of Leon Edwards, shuts him out, man, badly. So, but I knew that this was coming though, because Leon, although he's never been put out cold, he's never been knocked out in general. He has taken shot. He has been hurt by and dropped by shots that, I'm thinking, dropped by Brian Barberena, almost knocked out by Nate Diaz. Even Kamaru Usman was landing some really hard shots on him, and Bilal wobbled him with an uppercut. I'm thinking, dude, if Carlos Prates starts landing on you, I don't think Leon survives. So Carlos shut him out, and it was a beautiful knockout, man. Carlos Prates is, I swear to God, he's like 70% legs. 75% legs, dude. His leg reach is insane, dude. He looks like an alien, So, good win, man. He might be the best fighting nerd. I still think Gene Silva might be a tad better, but I think Carlos Prates is easily number 2, if not number 1, so Carlos Prates is really, really good. It is what it is, man. Leon Edwards, man, I don't know what you do at this time in your career. It was like a year ago, Leon Edwards was champion, and now he's 0-3 in his last 3. Tough, man. But Leon Edwards has done what he needed to do. He's become champion, and he's defended the belt, so Leon he really doesn't have much more to do. in the sport. You know, he's got everything. He's got knockouts. He's got submissions. He's got decisions. He's been champion. He has defended the belt. I mean, Leon should be good to retire, I feel, but I feel like he will. If Leon loses one more time, which I feel like is very likely, because I don't see Leon winning again, I think he retires. So, yeah, sad for him. Once a great fighter, just can't. Just can't. He's not strong enough mentally, unfortunately. But Carlos Prates, nasty striker. One of the he is like a top 2 striker in this division. It's him and JDM. We'll get to him. Moving on. Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Man. Round of applause for me. Because this was one of my most confident picks of the card, and I should have picked Michael Morales as my underdog of the week, man. I picked JDM, unfortunately, but Michael Morales, nasty. He goes out there, and he's just too big and too athletic. Michael Morales is like an absolute, like, physical freak. I think his parents, too, are like some, like, absolute, like, freak of natures as well. I think his mom and dad are both, like, aren't they some crazy shit, like, medalists in the Olympics or something like that for something? I know his parents are freak of natures themselves, and then when they made Michael Morales, they literally just made an athletic freak that can do everything. I mean, Michael Morales is one of the most athletic guys in the UFC. Top 5, easy. He's super strong, super quick. He's not the best striker technically, but like I said in my prediction video, you just can't take a shot from you just can't take shots from this guy. You know, Michael Morales throws wild, but he knows how to land them, and when they do, you typically just do go out. And Sean Brady figured out the hard way, man. He got his head snapped back so bad in the finishing sequence, and he just kind of fell over. And I don't want to say quit. I know I was calling Sean Brady a quitter in my prediction video, and I think he'd quit here but I mean, Michael Morales just has that power that just makes you disoriented. You don't know where you are, and I knew Sean Brady wasn't going to be able to grapple him either. And I know we didn't get to see much of it because Sean shot a bit later in the round when he was already hurt, but I still believe had Sean shot earlier when he was fresher, I still don't think he would have gotten the takedowns. I still don't think he would have. I mean, he might get takedowns, but he wasn't going to get a lot. He wasn't going to get a lot of control. So, But I was saying, bro, there's no way Sean Brady wins. Because listen, everything that Sean Brady has ever shown a weakness to is exactly everything that Michael Morales is good at. And I watched him fight, and I'm thinking, why would you pick Sean Brady in this matchup? He just isn't on. He just can't. He can't. Maybe Sean Brady, maybe Sean Brady could beat guys that would beat Michael Morales, but it just remains a fact that Sean Brady can't beat Michael Morales, and I don't think he ever will. They can rematch 5 times, 10 times. I'm still picking Michael Morales every single time. So, yeah, Michael Morales gets it done. I was so happy for this prediction to go right for me. Absolutely put Sean Brady out, man. Some people say a bit of an early stoppage. Given the implications of this fight, I wouldn't mind the ref to let it go a bit longer to see if Sean could recover. Because honestly, if Sean Brady won this, that is a 100% a title opportunity for Sean Brady. So you do probably have to give him a little bit more time to see if he can do something, just a little bit. But it was looking bad for Sean Brady. But yeah, I'm okay with the stoppage, but I'm okay if you think it's too early. But Michael Morales was gonna get him out of there. Michael Morales is too good, too dangerous, too big, too powerful, too fast, too strong. Michael Morales is him. I really like Michael Morales. He is becoming one of my favorites in the entire UFC. Top 10 for sure, I'd imagine. So good win for Michael Morales. Keeps his undefeated record. What is he, 11-0 now? The records aren't on here, but beautiful fighter, Michael Morales is. And they were trying to match up Michael Morales and Carlos Bartez. So if that happens, I'm very, very happy about that. Moving on to the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Weili. I don't want to talk much about the co-main in the main event, but I'm gonna just say this: Valentina Shevchenko. I think skill for skill, I still do think Weili Zhang is better. Maybe I'm biased, and I'm okay with that. But Valentina Shevchenko was just too big. You seen it as soon as the fight started. Just too big. Um, and too strong. I know Weili is strong herself, but Valentina Shevchenko, this is a girl that once fought at like 145. I don't even think she fought at 145 in the UFC, but I think she might have even fought. No, she fought at 135, Shevchenko. But I think Valentina might have even fought a bit bigger pre-UFC when she was in like Muay Thai. I think she even fought somewhere around like 150 or something. But Shevchenko is just too big, too strong, and listen, when she got Weili down, which wasn't ever too hard to do, she just laid on her, and I know that it's legal to do, and I know that it is also up to Weili Zhang to get out of that position and to get up, but it's much harder to get up off bottom position if your opponent is intentionally not damaging you, or trying to finish the fight, because when you try to finish a fight on the ground, you have to leave space between your opponent. You have to, it gives your opponent a chance to escape, or, to get up or whatever, or to change position. Valentina just did the same thing she did in the Alexa Grasso fight and just laid on her and humped her. And I don't appreciate that style, man. I know, and, it's boring. It's boring. And Shevchenko really upset me because it's a combat sport. I want combat. I don't want, this isn't a wrestling match. This isn't a grappling tournament. This is a fight, right? So I would like to see some damage, at least a little bit. But she was just too big, too strong. Was way too much against Weili. But it's okay. Weili can go back down to the strawweight division and clean house again. Nobody in that division can beat Zhang Weili. Mackenzie Dern will literally crumble in the first round against Zhang Weili, so she can go down there, rule that division continually, and continue being a champion of the sport. So at least Weili can do that, and I'm happy for her. Shevchenko, yeah, I think you got to give the next title shot to who does deserve it? Natalia Silva. I think you got to give it to Natalia Silva, which this might happen to her too, but maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Valentina Shevchenko. I used to be a big fan, but you are losing me. You are losing me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, each fight is getting more damageless as we go on. So pretty sad. Yeah, it is what it is. Moving on to the main event. Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. This one was a bit less boring. This was boring as well, but I did watch Islam at least attempt some submissions. He had a few Kimuras, attempted an arm triangle. He attempted, I think, a rear naked choke at one point. And I know that the official stats say 0, but I honestly, I couldn't give a fuck about the official stats. They're always dumb, and they're wrong a lot of the times. If you're a true fan of the sport and you understand, then you know that official stats don't mean jack shit. Strike numbers are always wrong. It's just stuff like that. So I couldn't care less about what the official stats say. I watched Islam attempt multiple submissions, but Jack was good at not getting submitted, at doing what he needed to do to, at avoiding a submission. But Islam again, just too good of a grappler. I mean, it's on Jack a lot of the times to defend the takedowns. It's like, he's going to be shooting for you every round after round after round. He shoots takedowns on you. Defend the takedown. Do what you have been training the past 10 years to do. It's just, it is what it is. I'm a big fan of Jack Della Maddalena, so obviously I'm upset at how this ended. But I do like Islam too. He's gonna rule this welterweight division. Honestly, he's gonna rule it. Honestly, the Ilya fight is so big now, dude, because there are videos post fights of both Ilya and Islam having 2 belts on their shoulders. So there's promo there. If they do Ilya versus Islam now, the numbers, man. The numbers are ridiculous. But Islam, man. There's not really much to talk about. Islam took him down round after round, and Jack was able to get up, but when he did get up, there was like 10 seconds left in the round, so it was just too late. And it's sad. It's really sad, truly sad. Because I want to see JDM win, man. I posted I'm going to mention this too. Like a month ago, Della Maddalena posted a video of him kicking like a grappling dummy in his garage or something. And there was a picture in the back of him landing a body shot on some other Russian he fought like in his second fight in the UFC. And the guy was wearing white shorts that looked kind of similar to Islam's custom shorts. And I zoomed in on it and said foreshadowing, saying that I think JDM's going to win this fight. And so many people bookmarked that. They weren't man enough to comment that I was going to be wrong when they first saw it. So they bookmarked it and waited just to make sure that they would be right. And then went after me on Twitter. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you because you weren't confident enough to comment this when you first saw it. You had to wait just to make sure Islam would win so you can post that and look like a genius. You're not. Shut the fuck up. You're weird. And, yeah. Della Maddalena, sad for him. Very, very sad for him. But it's his fault, too, at the end of the day. Isn't good enough to stop what Islam did to him, so... But again, Islam did create a bit more space than Shevchenko did. Jack just couldn't get back up to his feet. So it is what it is, man. I'll take this L. DDP Hamza and then Della Maddalena Islam were 2 of the most hyped up fights this year. Both under-delivered very much. So going forward, let's I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to end this video here so I can go get a shower and stuff before bed. But yeah, this was crazy. This was a crazy card sometimes. A lot of the card was good, but it got stale the last 2 fights, so unfortunate, but I'm going to go ahead and head out. UFC Qatar picks will be up later this week. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'm a bit down, honestly. This card ruined my mood. But it is what it is. 38 minutes, that's not bad. So, alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you later this week for my UFC Qatar picks.